Hello students, welcome in history class. Today we are going to start the seventh lesson of our history, that is the administration of the Swaraj. Shivaji Maharaj founded Swaraj. He had himself grown. After the coronation, Maharaj accomplished Dakshin Digvijay, the conquest of the south. The Swaraj expanded, comprising large areas of Nashik, Pune, Satara, Sangli, Kolhapur, Sindhudurga, Ratnagiri, Raigad, and Thane districts of Maharashtra. It also included the parts Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu states. To ensure the smooth management of the affairs of the Swaraj and to ensure people's welfare, Shivaji Maharaj set up an efficient administration. We shall get some information about it in this chapter. At the time of his coronation, Shivaji Maharaj appointed a council of 8 ministers. The administration was divided into 8 departments. A head was appointed for each department. These 8 heads of department constituted the Ashtapradhan Mandal. Maharaj alone had the power to appoint a minister or to remove him from his position. The ministers were answerable to Maharaj for the administration of their respective departments. Shivaji Maharaj selected the council on the basis of their merit and achievements. He did not give them jagirs, watans, or gifts or fiefs. They were paid handsome salaries instead. So this is the Ashtrapradhan Mandal of Shivaji Maharaj. Here you people can see the names of the ministers, their designation and their work. So let's get more information about all the ministers. The first one is Moro Trimbak Pingle. He was Pradhan and he was running the administration and making arrangements for the conquered territories. Ramchandra Nilkantha Muzumdar, he was Amatya and he was keeping the accounts of the state. Annaji Datto was Sachiv and he was preparing royal edicts. Dattaji Trimbak Vaknis was Mantri and he was organizing the correspondence. Hambirrao Mohite was Senapati. He was organizing the army and protection of the kingdom. Ramchandra Timbak Dabir, he was Sumant. He was seeing the foreign relations. Niraji Raoji was the Nyayadhish and he was giving justice in the Swaraj. Moreshwar Pandit Rao was Pandit Rao and he was looking after the religious matters. The policy regarding agriculture. Agriculture was the main occupation in villages. Maharaj knew the importance of agriculture. That was why he paid attention to the welfare of farmers. He entrusted the responsibility of organizing the land revenue system to his capable and experienced officer Annaji Datto. He warned the officers that they should not collect more revenue than the amount that was fixed. He encouraged peasants to bring uncultivated land under cultivation. If the crop was lost due to excessive rains or drought, or if any enemy army had devastated the area of the village, remissions were granted in land revenue and other taxes. Maharaj had instructed his officers to provide peasants with bullocks, ploughs, and good seeds for sowing. Village economy of that period. Agriculture was the backbone of the rural economy. In villages, many occupations developed to supplement agriculture, such as animal husbandry or agrotourism. Artisans in the village produce goods and fulfill the needs of the local people. In this sense, a village was a self-sufficient unit. Farmers gave a definite share from their produce to artisans. This share was called baluta. trade and business. Maharaj knew that a kingdom does not prosper without an increase in trade. Merchants bring noble goods as also certain necessities into a kingdom. Goods become available in plenty. Trade prosper, adding to wealth. The view that Maharaj took of merchants is seen in the Ajna Patra, where merchants are described as follows. Merchants are the ornaments of the kingdom and the glory of the king. It was the policy of Maharaj to protect industries. An excellent example of this is the salt industry. He protected the salt industry in Konkan. At that time, traders imported salt from the Portuguese territory and sold in Swaraj. That affected the local trade in Konkan areas. So, Maharaj charged a heavy duty on the salt imported into Swaraj from the Portuguese territory. The intention was that the salt imported from the Portuguese territory would then cost more, and as a result its import would decrease and the sale of the local salt would increase. So there are many policies of Shivaji Maharaj, but that we will learn into the next presentation. Thank you.